your boy Ham33 back again to another video, and today we're going to be starting a new series of Spooky Scary Sunday. You know, you've seen a lot of YouTubers do it. I have, so yeah, I got my idea from there too. But we're going to be reacting to some Wansing Entertainment. We're going to be watching a couple of videos, and yeah, so I hope you guys like it. And
when you think of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, the last thing you'd think of was a horror story. But yet, here I am. It was the summer of 2014, and I was bored and home alone, so naturally I hopped on CSGO.
What the heck is CSGO?
I went to Dust Online to play some casual. It wasn't a very busy lobby. There was about 5 people on each side. I joined Terrorist, where I quickly discovered the only other person with a mic was a guy whose name was something like Smarties McFlurry. He sounded a lot older than me. I was 14 at the time. His name was Dave, and we got along well, and we played good together, since we had the same number of skill.
I do that too sometimes.
We eventually played more CSGO together, and then friended each other on Steam. After that, he asked for some of my social media, and I gave him my Discord and Snapchat. Then on CSGO, Dave suddenly said he had to leave, and we could play more tomorrow. So I got off and watched some TV, and eventually went to sleep on the couch. I was home alone for the night.
Scary part come in.
At like 1 a.m., I awoke and got a glass of water. Then I heard a Snapchat notification from my phone.
Why did the windows open behind? I mean, the curtains.
I picked it up and saw it was from Dave. I opened it, and it was a picture of my front lawn and house. The phone and the glass of water fell from my hands to the floor, and my heart began to race. I was suddenly frozen, as if rooted to the spot. The darkness around me seemed to become thicker.
Especially
on Instagram and other stuff like that. They will track you down, especially Snapchat. Then I heard a knock at the glass. I turned to the back window, and there he was. The Dave guy, who looked a lot older and creepier than me. Without thinking, I ran to the back door, locked it. I also locked the front door. I could hear him calling to me through the window. Then I proceeded to run to the only windowless room, the bathroom. I stayed in there for about an hour.
You have a phone to call police or something? You basically
I dreaded hearing the sound of Dave calling me again, a knock at the door, or even footsteps outside. I don't know how long it was before I fell asleep. The next morning, my parents arrived home, and I hesitated to tell them about my experience. I knew they would drop in on me, but it wasn't just that. I was questioning whether or not I was dreaming when the Dave guy appeared at my house. I knew I had not been dreaming playing CSGO with him, though. However, when I checked my phone, it was like he didn't exist. He was not on my friends list in CSGO, his Steam account was gone, his Discord was gone, and even his Snapchat was gone. All deleted.
Why would you add him on Snapchat? You just met him the first day.
I still question my sanity about whether or not this Dave guy who I played CSGO with really existed.
This is why I'm gonna share my thing for my parents, and that's it.
On Discord and on Snapchat. But had he really come to my house? And why were all of his online accounts deleted? I really don't know.
This happened 2 months ago in January of 2019. My parents went out to a party. They told me they wouldn't be back until at least 3 a.m. in the morning because the party was supposed to start at 8 p.m. and the party was going to be in New Jersey. We live in Connecticut, so it takes a while to get there and back. They told me to watch my 10-year-old brother and expected me to be responsible because I'm 15 years old.
Okay.
When they left, we watched movies all night while eating a bunch of popcorn. It was around 11:30, and we just finished watching Infinity War. I told my brother to brush his teeth and go to bed.
What about
I stayed up later than him to watch the movie Logan. The movie ended, and it was around 2 in the morning. I was getting ready for bed when my brother came down the stairs. I asked him what he was still doing up, and he said the boogeyman was in his closet and wanted to touch him. I looked at him in confusion. My brother isn't the type of kid to pull pranks or joke around. He wanted me to check it out. I said fine, and started saying he probably just heard a house noise. He said he heard a noise coming from his closet, and when he checked inside, the boogeyman was there and said he wanted to touch him. We went inside his room. I turned on the light and we went to the closet door.
Man, I'm dip straight out the house.
And what I saw made me seriously angry. There was a tall, scruffy-looking man with long, black, greasy hair. He looked as if he was in his mid-40s and was
Why
fairly built.
Jeff the killer out here, bro?
I was pissed off when I saw this creep watching my 10-year-old brother sleep, and I figured out what my brother meant when he said the boogeyman wanted to touch him. I was so pissed off. I punched his throat. He dropped to the floor.
Hey, I
gasping
see
for
you.
air,
See
but
you.
I stepped
See
on his
you.
face as hard as I could at least 6 times.
Ooh. Double
He
cut.
was
Ooh.
covered in blood and was having trouble
Hey.
breathing.
Hey.
I grabbed my
You got
brother
him.
and ran into the bathroom,
I see.
locking the door and calling the cops. Then I
Smart.
called my parents. My parents freaked out. In about 10 minutes, the cops
Okay.
showed up and searched the bedroom.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't in there. They searched the house. He wasn't anywhere to be found. I
He
gave
did.
them a good description
After
of his
getting that
appearance,
little whooping on him,
and
he
an
said,
officer
"Nah,
even
bro, I don't
stayed
want
at
these
our
problems
house
no
until
more. I'm
sunrise.
good, bro. I'm good."
A week later, I was informed that the same guy was caught and arrested for raping an 11-year-old boy and murdering his parents. It turns out he had raped multiple children before, and even murdered some of them and their parents.
That's just scary,
He
bro.
was 47 years old and received a death sentence.
Yeah, he deserved
My
it.
brother never came downstairs to tell me what happened. Then I
He
feared the
would've.
worst could have happened to him,
Yeah.
and I'm extremely thankful that didn't happen. This happened when I was a kid. I was in the 5th grade, and my friend, let's call him Ethan, invited me over to his
Ethan.
place. He lived right by the ocean, and if you walked through the forest for half a mile, you'd reach a nice beach with a diving board. When I got to his house, we hung out, played video games, and talked. You know,
That's
typical
what I
kid
like.
stuff.
He-
Then we decided to go to the beach. It wasn't too far away, and we knew we could get back in time for dinner, so we set off. To make the trip more adventurous, we decided to bushwhack our own path. After walking a couple of minutes, we hit a tall fence. "Crap," Ethan exclaimed. "Well, I guess we'll have to go back." Suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, I spotted something. The fence went about 8 meters long and then stopped.
It's in the
My
background.
jaw dropped. There was a house. It was an old cabin with boarded up windows. The planks were falling off, and you could see the old insulation underneath. It was gray in color and had flecks of blue paint. The fence led up to the side of the house, stopped, and then continued on the other side.
Okay.
What scared me the most was that there was no road. I mean, not even a clearing to get to the road. You'd have to walk 20 minutes. "Kevin, come on!" Ethan yelled from behind me. "Look at this!" I shouted back. Ethan walked up to me, and his jaw dropped. There was no door, just a frame, and peering through the frame, we could see that there was a back door, also with no frame. All we had to do was walk through the house, then we could get to the beach.
Pastor,
I looked at
cabin even
Ethan.
right there.
"Should we do it?" I asked him. He shrugged. "I don't see why not," he responded. Inside the house was dark, despite the sunlight pouring in through the door. We advanced slowly through the house, and Ethan pointed to the door.
Go
As we
through.
reached the door, I peered
was
up the
there,
stairs.
I was speed
I
running, bro.
grabbed Ethan and shoved him out the door. "What was it?" he said, as soon as we got away. My whole body shook. I must be going mad, I thought to myself. Eventually, I explained it to him. As we reached the door, I wanted to take one last look at the house.
Can't do it.
I glanced up the stairs and I saw the shadowy outline of a person.
A ghost?
All I could see were eyes
Oh,
staring
heck
back at
no,
me
bro.
and
No,
a
I'm good.
crooked grin.
No, I'm good. Nope.
Ethan and I took another route back home, and we told
Why not
Ethan's
just
mom.
do that before
She
instead of just
laughed at
going
us and
straight?
said she'd been that way many times and there was no house. And we were angry because she didn't believe us. So we got out our cameras and went back the next
Let me
day.
guess, he wasn't there.
When we got there was no house. It was just gone. No clearing, nothing. To this day, Ethan and I still wonder what it was. Was that man just a homeless person,
Or a ghost?
maybe
Demon
he
or
was
something?
something much, much worse?
Maybe.
I suggested to Ethan a theory that scares me to this day. I had been reading about Russian folklore, and a page caught my attention. It was a story about a witch named Baba Yaga who had a moving house. She would eat naughty children, and parents used to use it to scare children.
So, okay, fairy tale.
Was this a witch?
Hmm.
I guess we'll never know for sure.
Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next Fortnite or Spooky Scary Sunday video. Peace.